Welcome to the deep dive. You know that feeling, right? Is it a big project, maybe a crucial meeting, or you're just trying to, get up to speed on something new and complicated, but instead of clarity, you're just staring at this mountain of stuff. Documents, presentations, research papers, articles, videos. I mean, who really has the hours to wade through all that just to pull out what you actually need? It's overwhelming. It really stops you from getting properly informed.
It really does. That's the challenge today, isn't it? There's just so much information. The real skill isn't just finding it, it's understanding it like fast. And that's exactly the problem NotebookLM is designed to tackle.
Exactly. And that's why we're doing a deep dive into NotebookLM today, because this isn't, just another AI chat thing you've probably seen. It's an experimental AI platform from Google. And honestly, it's evolved into something pretty remarkable.
The team actually calls it the ultimate tool for understanding things.
And, after really digging into the sources, I think that description, well, kind of holds up.
Yeah, what's really interesting about NotebookLM is what it's for. It's built very specifically to help you absorb huge amounts of information, like way more efficiently. It gives you a real shortcut to understanding things, often with surprising little facts and, practical insights you can use right away.
Okay, so that's our mission today. We want to explore how NotebookLM can help you do exactly that. And let's start with something that I think for a lot of people could really change how they take in information.
Yeah.
Audio overviews. Just imagine for a second, you could instantly get like an engaging podcast chat between knowledgeable hosts, but it's totally tailored, completely specific to the documents you gave it.
Yeah.
That's what NotebookLM does.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And the interface itself is really straightforward, simple. Every project you make is like a separate square. That's your collection of sources. You just click to start a new one. And adding your material, super flexible.
It really is versatile. You can just paste in website URLs, say you're planning that Guatemala trip and found some articles on the best places to visit. Or add YouTube links, maybe for, I don't know, underrated spots in Guatemala. You can upload PDFs. Maybe a friend sent you a big guide.
Right, or even just paste in raw text, like maybe you have a friend's detailed 6-day itinerary for that trip you mentioned.
Okay, so you add all this stuff.
And as you add each one, NotebookLM gives you a little one-paragraph summary. They call it a source guide, just a quick overview. Then you give it a little context, like what you want the podcast to focus on, hit generate. And I mean, usually in about 3 to 6 minutes, you've got your own personal audio conversation.
It's pretty wild. One example I saw mentioned generating a 21-minute chat that sounded really human-like, all about that Guatemala trip. The AI hosts were actually discussing specifics, like Antigua's coffee scene.
Yeah, like specific cafes. Artista de Cafe, I think was mentioned.
Exactly. It's like having instant experts just focused on your specific research.
But here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The interactive mode. It's still in beta, but it's kind of a game changer. It literally lets you sort of jump into the AI conversation while it's happening.
Right. That's where it becomes really dynamic. So imagine the AI hosts are chatting about that Guatemala plan. And you just chime in like, hang on, we're actually bringing 2 small kids, ages 2 and 4.
And the AI just adapts.
Instantly. It recalibrates the whole itinerary right then and there. It might suggest fewer long travel days, maybe more activities kids would actually like. It balances the adventure with, well, reality. It's like a real-time negotiation with the AI.
Right.
Totally changes the interaction.
That's fascinating. And it makes you think, why does this work so well for how you might learn? I mean, if you're an auditory learner, maybe reading lots of text feels, I don't know, taxing or just boring.
Yeah, definitely.
This is huge. You can just absorb complex stuff by listening effortlessly.
And it's also, I think, a more passive way to explore compared to a normal chatbot where you always have to think of the next question, the next prompt.
Right, the burden's on you.
Here, the AI hosts keep the conversation going. They give you that sort of surface-level overview of the topic. It helps you figure out what's important and maybe even what questions you should be asking.
And it doesn't stop with the audio. You can dig deeper. You can just switch from the overview to a direct chat window. Ask specific follow-ups like, okay, but why is Antigua considered so unique?
And this next bit is super important for trusting the output, the source grounding, with citations.
Yes, the citations.
When NotebookLM gives you an answer, you see these little numbers next to it. Click one.
And it takes you right to the spot in the original source.
Exactly. Not just the source document, but the exact paragraph or even the precise moment in a YouTube video where it got that info.
That's huge for verification, knowing where it came from.
Totally. Builds confidence.
Yeah.
And then if you really want to go deep, like for studying.
You can generate study guides.
Yeah, full-on study guides with quizzes, answer keys, essay prompts, glossaries, the works. It really scales from a quick listen to like a proper deep study session.
Okay, so that audio part is impressive. But you mentioned something else, the expanded context window.
Yes. And the sources suggest this might actually be the most important feature. Even though it sounds a bit technical,
Right.
it fundamentally changes what you can do with AI.
So what are we talking about in terms of capacity? How big is expanded?
Okay, get this. It uses Google's Gemini 2.0 Flash AI. It can handle up to 50 sources at once.
50 sources.
And each source could be up to 500,000 words.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot of words.
Do the math.
Yeah.
That's 25 million words of context it can process simultaneously.
25 million. Okay, that's
Wow.
pretty much limitless for most things people would actually do, right?
Exactly. It basically removes the old limits on how much info the AI could juggle at one time.
So context window, just to clarify for everyone, it's like the AI's short-term memory.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. Think of AI having long-term memory, all of these stuff it was trained on, the general internet knowledge. But the real power for your task comes from its short-term working memory, the specific stuff you feed it. The context window is just the size limit on that working memory.
And now that limit is just massive.
Dramatically bigger. It means the AI can hold and connect dots across a huge amount of your specific information.
Okay, I can see how that unlocks new things. What kind of real-world uses does that enable?
Well, think about product development. You could upload like hundreds of customer interviews, market reports, competitor teardowns, and then ask NotebookLM to sift through all of it to find new product ideas or maybe pain points you missed.
Okay, yeah. Or for a nonprofit, maybe grant writing.
Totally. Imagine loading up every grant you've ever won, plus a database of current open grants.
And ask it to find the best matches. Or even help draft them based on past successes.
Exactly. Leveraging all that history. Or think personally your health.
My health. How so?
You could upload your entire medical history, doctor's notes, lab results, prescriptions, everything,
Okay.
and ask it to look for patterns across different doctors, different times. Maybe find connections a single specialist might miss.
Wow. Okay, that's powerful. It scales right down to personal stuff.
It really does. And the personal learning example really drives it home.
Right, you mentioned loading up your own notes.
Yeah, imagine uploading, say, 5 Google Docs worth of highlights and notes from years of reading. Maybe things from Readwise or something.
Okay, got it. Your personal knowledge base.
Then you ask NotebookLM, what themes keep popping up in my notes from the last decade?
And it could tell you, like, you seem really interested in note-taking, knowledge management, and habits.
Precisely. But then it gets cooler. Based on everything it sees in your notes, it can suggest new topics or ideas you'd probably find interesting. Things you haven't explored yet, but align with your thinking.
Whoa. Okay, that's like having a personalized research assistant who really gets you.
And then the real aha moment. It can generate a custom study guide and reading list just for you, based on your entire history.
Tailored completely.
It might even, as the source mentioned, recommend your own book if the topics align.
That's amazing. And it changes how you use the AI, right? You don't need these super complex prompts anymore.
Exactly. You don't have to meticulously organize everything beforehand.
Yeah.
You just point the AI at this big pile of your stuff.
And let it figure it out.
Let it do the heavy lifting of connecting the dots.
Okay. That capacity is huge. But how do you actually interact with all that information, especially if it's not just text? And how do you trust it?
Great questions. That brings us to how NotebookLM handles multimodal sources, basically. Different formats, and its focus on source grounding.
Multimodal, so beyond just text files.
Right. We mentioned URLs, YouTube videos, PDFs, plain text, Google Docs. It even handles audio files like voice memos.
Voice memos too. Okay.
But a really interesting new capability is understanding images inside Google Slides.
Slides. Yeah, those are everywhere in business. Sales decks, technical stuff.
Exactly. So think about this use case. Comparing health benefit plans. Someone uploads a slides presentation from an insurance agent.
Okay, the kind with charts and tables comparing different options.
Right. NotebookLM can look at that presentation and actually compare the packages, break down the deductibles, the copays, the monthly costs.
And summarize the key differences.
Yep. Summarize the differences succinctly. It can even do calculations, like figuring out the total annual cost difference for, say, 6 employees. The example showed one plan was almost $16,000 more per year.
Wow. And it can understand the visuals, like the charts and diagrams.
That's the impressive part. It's not just reading the text on the slide. It can interpret complex diagrams, multicolored charts, graphs, even photos within the slides.
Okay, that's a big step beyond just text processing.
Definitely. Information doesn't have to be purely text for NotebookLM to pull insights from it.
So all this power,
Yeah.
how is it organized? How do you keep track of things? And again, trust the output.
The interface seems really well thought out for exactly that. It's a clean 3-panel design.
3 panels. Okay.
On the left, you've got your sources panel. That's where all your uploaded stuff lives. In the middle, the main chat panel where you talk to the AI.
And the right panel.
That's the studio panel.
Uh-huh.
That's where you do things like generate the audio overviews or get pre-made documents like FAQs or timelines based on your sources.
Right.
But critically, it's also where you save notes.
Ah, saving the good stuff.
Exactly. There's a Save to Note button. So when the AI gives you a really great insight, a key summary, you click that. It lets you basically curate your own final output. Pull out the gems, the evergreen insights, so they don't just vanish when you close the chat.
That's really important for making it useful long term. And it ties back to the trust thing, avoiding the hallucination problem.
Precisely. AI making stuff up is, well, a huge issue. NotebookLM tackles this head-on with its core idea, source grounding.
Source grounding. And the key is those inline citations we mentioned earlier.
Yes, those little numbered citations next to the AI's answers. They are the game changer for trust.
Because clicking them takes you to the exact spot.
The exact spot in the document, in the video transcript, wherever it came from, it highlights it for you.
That direct link, that verification, that's going to be huge for people actually relying on this. You can always double check.
It makes all the difference. Okay, so finally, let's touch on scaling this up. There's NotebookLM Plus, right? The paid version.
Right. The basic version is free, but Plus is more for like teams or companies.
Exactly. People integrating it more seriously into their workflows. You get it through Google Workspace, Google Cloud, or Google One. Costs about $20 a month, roughly.
And what does Plus give you extra?
4 main things. First, an even bigger context window, 15 million words.
15 million. Okay, so that's for really massive company-wide data sets.
Pretty much. Second, 5 times higher usage limits. So more audio overviews, more notebooks you can create, good for heavy users or teams.
Makes sense. What else?
Third is chat modes. This lets you tell NotebookLM to act like a specific persona.
Like an analyst or a teacher.
Yeah, or a guide. Or you can define your own custom roles, maybe a marketing expert, a life coach, whatever fits your need. You can also control how long or short the answers are.
Okay, custom personalities and response styles.
And the fourth benefit, which is huge for collaboration, seamless sharing.
Sharing, how does that work?
So instead of just copying and pasting text from your AI chat.
Which is static and loses context.
Right. With Plus, you can share the entire notebook. That includes all the sources you uploaded, any custom instructions you gave it, all your saved notes.
The whole environment.
The whole thing. Or you can just grant chat-only access. You share it with teammates or even external partners using just a simple link.
Ah, so they can interact with the same AI model grounded in the same sources you set up.
Exactly. It allows for dynamic, shared exploration. No more static copy-pasting. It's genuinely collaborative.
Okay, so Plus is really for when you're embedding this deeply into how a team works together.
Definitely. It's for serious collaborative use.
So bringing this all together, what's the big picture here?
Well, I mean, NotebookLM really starts to feel like having this, I don't know, world-class teacher who also has a perfect memory.
Mm-hmm. One that can follow tangents, remember what you talked about earlier?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And guide you through really complex information. And in a time like ours, where things change so fast, often because of AI.
The ability to learn quickly and learn often is just crucial.
It's paramount. And NotebookLM feels like a really powerful way to handle that, to navigate all this information.
Yeah, it helps you not just find stuff, but actually understand it. Connect the dots in ways that, honestly, were probably impossible before for most people.
So maybe a final thought for you listening.
Mm.
Think about those projects, those topics that just felt too big, too dense to tackle before.
Mm-hmm.
What could you master now if you had an AI guide like this, doing the heavy lifting of sifting and connecting information for you?
How could that change your ability to be genuinely well-informed, not just, having access to facts?
It's definitely worth exploring. We really encourage you to check it out. Go to notebooklm.google.com, set up a free account, play around with it.
Yeah, see what you discover. Let us know.